Hear me out. This could be your daily driver.
This here is the Ford Everest Titanium Plus Edition. It's a 7-seater mid-size SUV that's there to give you a hint of the American muscle that Ford has always been known to have while still being adaptable to our Asian market. If you're looking for a ride bigger than the 5-seater Ford Territory, but yet smaller than the likes of a Ford Explorer or a Ford Expedition, this is the place to be. And what's not to like about this ride? It's a ladder-on frame SUV. And because you have the 4x4 variant, you have yourself one of these. So what happens there? Well, this car is perfect when you're going on-road, but it also goes great when there isn't any road. The engine on the Ford Everest is pretty much ready for anything and everything you throw at it. This variant here has a 2-liter bi-turbo engine which gives you around 210 horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. But there's also another thing that makes the Ford Everest very interesting.
It's the 10-speed automatic transmission. Now, some folks might be wondering, what's with all the gears? On a manual, 5 to 6 was already a lot. But the thing is though, Ford has tuned the transmission in a way for this automatic so that when you have 10 gears, it gives you the best gear ratios possible so that you can get the best fuel economy possible for a ladder-framed SUV, especially on those long drives. Match that with the terrain management system and the 6 adjustable drive modes that the Everest has, and it proves to show that you have a ride ready for everything.
With the hood closed, this is what the Everest looks like from the outside. Let's talk first about the color. Our unit here is sporting what Ford Philippines calls Equinox Bronze. You'll notice how Ford still stays similar to the overall design language of the previous generation Everest compared to now. But there are a few key features to consider. First of all, the headlights. The headlights are matrix LED, and the C-clamp LED daytime running lights design has a similarity to the square headlights that the first generation Everest used to carry back in around 2005. But compared to 2005, you have a pretty advanced lighting system for your headlights. And unlike the 2005 model, the spare tire isn't mounted on the rear door anymore, which is similar to other mid-size SUVs of its class. The spare tire is underneath the third row, and that's a good thing. Why? Because it adds visibility to the rear and it gives you provisions for a rear power tailgate. The 800mm water weighting capacity that the Everest has means that the 227mm of ground clearance is more than enough for bad weather. With that, the length of the car is at around 4,914mm, which means that legroom is also not compromised regardless if you're a passenger in the second or in the third row.
And you know what goes well with all of those numbers? Space. And for a car like this, with the third row seats in place, you still have plenty of space. In the back of this American SUV, as you can see, with the third row seats in place, you still have plenty of things here in the back, plenty of provisions for things rather. You can put in a backpack, some shoes and everything else, even a bag for your flowers. But again, I did borrow this car on Valentine's Day. But if you do need even more space for this car, remember that you can push these buttons here. And what that does is that it power folds the third row seats, giving you plenty of space here in the back to fit even more things, like perhaps a teddy bear, a basket, a backpack, more backpacks, you name it, more space here in the back.
Driving the all-new Ford Everest, one thing you'll realize is that this is a pretty comfy car to have around. The NVH levels for a ride like this, it doesn't feel very intrusive. It feels very comfortable in that sense. So this is very livable on the daily. Now, naturally being a ladder-on framed SUV, expect a little bit of sportiness to the ride quality of this car. It might be a little bit harsh compared to, like, let's say a sedan or a van. But again, this is an off-road ready car, so you could be able to customize this car to your preference and to your liking. But in this stock configuration, compared to the other counterparts of this car, the ride quality that this SUV gives is very class-leading. It's also about the interior of the Ford Everest that makes Filipinos enjoy an SUV like this. Legroom at the back is more than ample even for a tall guy like me. And the panoramic moonroof is a nice touch to have to add to more natural light, especially when driving on a cloudy day or even on a starry night. The third row is functional even for a tall adult, although ideal for kids and short trips only. But the upside though is that you have air vents positioned even in the back, which means third row passengers won't feel uncomfortable even on those hot summer days. And if you prefer to be the one driving, there's a whole slew of tech features that one can enjoy. Ford now gives you a fully digital driver's display, which is also customizable to your preference.
Alongside the Ford Pass app, there's also a 12-inch screen in the middle that has everything you need at a push of a button. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto? No problem. You can even draw doodles on this touchscreen if you're stuck in traffic. And if all of those touchscreen features feel overwhelming, remember that there are still physical buttons underneath for your convenience.
And if you're worried about being stuck in traffic with an SUV of this size, don't worry. You have a 360-degree camera available at a push of a button. And the upside is that if you can't find the button right away, you could also be able to configure your car to automatically turn it on if you do need that extra help and you're just a little bit disoriented. But with this car though, with all of the tech features that you have to make city driving easier, remember that you also have a 10-speed automatic and 500 Newton meters of torque. And what happens is that when you're out on the open roads, you can really prove to show that this car can move.